Welcome back to InTooDeep. Last time on InTooDeep, we left Bimini inbound for Nassau, the capital of the Bahamas. Casey and I made a quick stop at Shroud Key before arriving in Nassau, where we emerged in the local culture, exploring a lot of what the capital of the Bahamas has to offer. On this episode of InTooDeep, we depart Nassau, inbound for the Exuma Islands, where we find some of the bluest water that the world has to offer. So hit that subscribe button and join us on this epic adventure aboard my 1979 Broward motor yacht. Alright guys, before we get right into it, I'd like to take a moment to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Chomps. Chomps is my favorite healthy snack, and the ironic part about all this is that I've been eating these things for years. Chomps are gluten-free, non-GMO meat sticks with 0 grams of sugar and 100 calories each. Packing 10 grams of protein each, this is the perfect healthy snack. These are grass-fed and finished beef sticks, and they come in a variety of flavors. These are just my favorites: the smoky barbecue and the original. They're available at a variety of retailers. I first found them at Costco. Each Chomps meat stick contains only the best ingredients. The biggest problem I have with the Chomps is that all my friends get a hold of them. I'll tell you what though, whether you're cruising out in the ocean or you're just bored, whatever, I feel like I'm always looking for a snack. And I struggle because I want to eat good. But the struggle is no longer with Chomps. They are literally delicious. I'm noticing there's Chomps wrappers everywhere, and my Chomps are gone. I think my dad ate them. Dad! Dad, do you know
What?
Look, I can really vouch for these things. They're awesome, they're tasty, it's a great snack, they're healthy. I like them. Get yourself some Chomps. Chomps are available online in 10 or 24 count packages and also in stores as single sticks or 6 to 8 count packages. Thank you so much to Chomps for sponsoring today's video. Let's get right into it. Good morning. From the south side of Atoll Island in Nassau, the Bahamas, new province, Bahamas. It is absolutely beautiful out here. So as you guys know, we spent the last 4-ish days anchored out at Rose Island, which is about 6 miles northeast of Nassau. It was beautiful over there. Yesterday the wind shifted, so we picked up the anchor in the morning and we moved right over here to seek northerly, or really easterly, protection. And it did exactly that. Last night, me and Casey were over at that floating bar, and they had apparently the biggest party that they had ever seen there. Anyways, that's done. And today we are really, I don't want to say starting the Bahamas adventure, because the Bahamas adventure has been ongoing at this point, but we are headed to the Exumas today. We're headed to Highborn Key. So I'm going to take you inside. I want to show you a little bit about what I'm thinking weather-wise, because you really have to plan your weather out here. Navigation-wise, because you really need to plan your navigation out here. And then just the plan overall. So I'm going to take you in, show you some of the charts, show you what we've done so far, and then we're going to go from there. But first, I have to say, I've been taking care of the wood, and it's looking mighty fine. It's beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the charts right here, and I'm gonna see if we can kind of show you exactly what's going on, where we've been, for those that have absolutely no idea where we've traveled from so far, not including the trip from up north, but from Florida. So look at this chart right here. In a large perspective, this is Miami, Florida, right here at the tip of the pen. First, we crossed over to Bimini, which is right here. From Bimini, we crossed the Mackey Shoal to here, entered the Northwest Channel, where the depth really drops off. We anchored at Shroud Key for one night. I know this is probably a little blurry, but at least you get the idea. Then we crossed over the Northwest Channel to this little island, which is Nassau, new province, Bahamas. Let's flip the page and get a little more detailed here from Nassau. Okay, so as I just showed you, This is Chubb up here. We crossed over 5 days ago. Entered the harbor, which is right here in Nassau, between this island, which is Paradise Island, and that's Nassau. We stayed on Paradise Island for 2 nights on a dock. Then we exited the harbor, came around to the north side of Rose Island. We anchored on the north side of Rose Island for like 4 nights. It was spectacular. Then, yesterday, the wind picked up, so we moved around, came back over here toward Nassau, and you see this little island right here? That little sliver, that's Athol Island. So we anchored here last night to seek northerly protection, and today we are going to continue our voyage this way. Actually, that describes it perfectly. To west of Highborn Key. We're going to Highborn Key today. Flip the page again. See up here? This is Nassau. We're kind of right over here right now. We are going to cross the middle grounds. This is all visual navigation needed. You need to be very careful in here because there's coral heads, there's rocks, and the charts are not all that accurate. So you need to keep your eyes peeled where you're going, what you're doing. But anyways, this is about, see, it says 27.7 nautical miles here, but I mapped it on Navionics, and from where we are to Highborn Key, which is where we're going, is 36 nautical miles. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little cove in Highborn Key right there, and that's where we're going to anchor for tonight. At least that's the tentative plan, because I need to show you the weather. It's not looking too hot. Alright, this is the weather. Probably not the most ideal way of showing you. However, let's go to Monday at 10 a.m. Right now it's Monday at 9:40 a.m. So pretty much right now. See this little sliver of land right here? That's where we're crossing to from up here. Let's zoom in to Highborn Key here. And I'll show you exactly where we're gonna anchor. I want to anchor right in here. Now let's follow the weather forward. So, tonight at 7 p.m. we have wind. I believe that's like a northeasterly. Let's see. East northeast. Okay. Let's fast forward to tomorrow. So this is tonight, 10 p.m. This is tomorrow morning early, Tuesday 1 a.m. 10 knots out of the east. We have amazing protection in this little harbor because the Highborn Key is blocking us. Maybe there'll be swells and currents in there, we'll see, but there's not that much water in here. So it's not like there's a lot of water to rush in and out of here. The current would probably be going like that if I had to guess. That's at 4 a.m. Basically tonight. Tomorrow morning early, but we'll be sleeping tonight. Wind picks up 20 knots out of the east. 7 a.m. 23 knots out of the east with gusts to 24 knots. Okay, that's not terrible. 10 a.m. 25 knots out of the east. 23 knots with gusts to 25. 1 p.m. So basically tonight into tomorrow is a very, very windy day. Starts to settle down a little bit, and it's shifting more out of the south. But I figured you might be interested in what I'm actually doing to plan this voyage here. I do most of my planning on Navionics right here. I don't use the auto guidance ever except for just planning distance. But if you go down in here, there's just rocks and coral heads everywhere on our path. Then in here, it gets a little sketchy. Not terribly. Problem is you could be in 10 feet of water with a rock that sticks 5 feet up and boom! You hit the bottom of this old aluminum boat on a rock, environmental disaster. Fuel everywhere. We need to be careful. But I understand the risks associated with this voyage that we're doing. And that's pretty much it. If you look out here, way across the ways, looks like it's either a Burger or a Broward, and we drove by it yesterday. Cue that little video. We found another Broward. Look at that, flush deck motor yacht. That thing's freaking sweet. I think it's a little bigger than mine. It's probably 75 or 80. Wow. It's the flush deck motor yacht version. Pretty cool looking boat. Looks very similar to this, about the same size if I had to guess, maybe a little bigger. All right, so last night I ran the air conditioning all night on my Epoch lithium batteries. Those batteries are top notch. I really like them. They're performing exceptionally. I was actually amazed that we were able to run the AC all night because this is a massive chiller system, first off, and second off, you're running the raw water pump, you're running the circulation pump, and you're running the compressor, you're running all the air handlers. You're running literally like 8 or 9 different AC induction motors off of, it's just insane. And frankly, it's still running right now. So pretty impressive. Fuel economy, we are getting approximately 0.9 nautical miles to the gallon at 1150 RPM doing 8 knots. We've been pushing a little faster than that, which kind of knocks it down to like, I'd say 0.75 to 0.8 nautical miles per gallon. Kind of sucks, but I have the tools now to fix the flow scans, or at least to take the flow scans apart. So I'm going to try and fix the flow scans. If you don't know what the flow scans are, they are these devices on the dashboard of the boat with fuel flow meters on the feed and return side of the main engines that tell you what you're burning for fuel. They come on and they do their thing. That's that. Anchor alarm, you can actually see where we drug. I set the anchor right here, and then we drug there, and then we caught up, and we've been swinging right here all night, so no more dragging after we drug. But with all of that said, I'm sure you are tired of hearing me talk about all the nonsense. I'm going to pitch a camera up on the flybridge where hopefully you can see through the crystal clear water for our entire journey. You're going to see a full journey time lapse here of us doing 36 miles from Nassau straight to the Exuma's Highborn Key. But first, we got to get this old boat running, check the oil, make sure that we're all good to push out of here, make sure that I have my route all set up and planned the way I want it. And that's that. All right. We'll get the center console set up in tow here. What I have noticed is the stability of this boat compared to any other boat I've ever had is insane. You can take massive waves on the side. The center console will do a crazy loop-de-loop bounce all over the place to its heart's desire, but the big boat is kind of just rock stable steady in these beam waves on anchor. Pretty cool. Wow, it's so beautiful out here. This is what I've really wanted to do for so long. Oh, the burger's coming our way, the Broward, whatever it is. I've wanted to do this trip for so long, and I'm so happy. It's so awesome. Casey is awesome crew. We're having so much fun. It's spectacular. This is awesome. It's so awesome. Whew. Maybe this guy will come near us. All right, time to do a little engine room pre-checkup. Oh, little update on the coolant leak. It's definitely leaking. We got a nice little puddle of coolant right there. It's dripping steadily, but we are losing minimal amounts of coolant. Like, we're still pretty much full. So, definitely gonna fix that. For right now, it's probably okay. I'll top it off, even though it probably won't even take half a gallon. All right. First things first, I'll get that panel put back in place right there. I was looking down in the bilge. Let's check the genset oil. This thing already needs another oil change, honestly. Level's good. Let's check the main engine oil levels. Main engine oil levels. That one could use a little bit of oil. Not really. I think it's fine. It's a little below full, but it's above low. Next voyage, it could use some oil. These things don't mind being ever so slightly below the full mark. They bleed less. These ones don't really leak. I mean, a little bit, but not really. That one's got plenty of oil in it. Plenty of oil. We're only doing 35 miles today, so. All right, let's fire up the gen set. Fire up the old gen set. Watch my inverter kick over right now. Right there, just kicked over. Now the charger's loading up. Hear the generator loading up. All right. Let's fire up the mains. Engines are running. And right now, got nice crystal clear water. Right now I'm gonna go attach the tow harness to the tender. Is in tow. Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Towel smells like poop. Alrighty, we are getting ready to rip here. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Alright, let's go haul the anchor out. We leave that one fender inflated. Look at these Elite fenders. That thing is top notch. This will protect your boat. Quality unit. Woo. All right. Bless you.
Thank you.
Voyage of a lot of shallows, shoals, rocks, you name it. All right, let's pull the bridle in. It's gonna be a hell of a journey today. Bridle's in. It's out of the ground?
Yep.
You know what's crazy? That's how you can tell how poor the holding is here, because if it was good holding, it would have been like really really stuck in there, you know what I mean? You can see all the mud and grass on that thing. Let's pull it up a little more, see what kind of ground we're dealing with. Go up a little more with it. Oh look, it's caught in the wrong way. Wow. Alright, drop it back in the water. See how I was worried that that would happen with the piece. Keep going. Didn't. Yeah, that sucks the way. That's probably why it wasn't grabbing very well. All right, stop. See that? That's very bad.
What's very bad?
The way that the end of the chain, the shackle, is crooked. It's not good. It might fix itself once we pull it in a little more. There it is.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Shit. It's a big anchor. I bet you that's why it didn't hook up, because it was the shackle was messed up. Alrighty.
And off we go.
Nassau, it's been fun. We'll be back. Exumas.
Here we come.
Center console's in full tow. Letting that fender drip off a little before I bring it in. That's my smaller Elite fender. That thing is also a quality unit. It's perfect for the center console. Originally, I bought those ones for the boat, realized they're a little too small. And we might even have the owner of Elite Fenders and his girlfriend, who is a world record holding spearfisher woman, out on the boat for a couple days in the Exumas.
And her name's Casey too. I met them at the InTooDeep meetup and they were super nice, and I'm excited and hope they come out.
Hell yeah. All right, so we are probably about a third, maybe between a third and a half of the way to Highborn Key. I still have the time lapse going. You're probably watching it right now. But I'm gonna send the drone up because we're coming into a section that you need to be really careful for coral heads and rocks. There's a couple that are only 3-4 feet below the surface in otherwise 12 to 15 foot waters here. So it's a beautiful day. I don't know what it looks like in this super clear water on the drone yet. It's not flat. Casey's nice and cozy.
Nice and cozy. The wind's making it a little cold, so.
You're cold?
No, I'm out now because I have a blanket.
Well, it's blowing. The wind's blowing straight on the beam, but the stabilizers are doing what they do best, and they are stabilizing us on the beam. So it's a very comfortable ride. It's just more so that, you know, it's windy. It's not flat. There's white caps everywhere. So, see what the drone looks like.
Gonna be who and me. Gonna be everything you ever dreamed.
This is literally the perfect snack. They're so delicious. All right, right now Casey is on the helm. Little sporty out, not too bad, but I have an idea to fix my issue that happened with the anchor this morning, and I'm gonna show you. It involves a Sharpie. My little whiz tool, and this piece of PVC board. Let's go up to the bow. Hopefully I don't get wet up here. Alright, my idea is that I cut a piece or two of this to fit right in here seamlessly, so that way this thing can't go backward, and I'll round it so it can't get jammed either. Give it a shot. Alright, well here's my little piece. I think I can hammer it right in there. I might not even need to put a bolt or anything. It might just stay there. And it's not like anything could go bad if it doesn't. It'll just fall out. Alright, this is my second draft. I made the first one a little bit too, first one was too short. This one, theoretically, should be able to just wedge itself right in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. That's nice. Now I can hit it forward. A little choppy out here. Alright, that's forward. I don't see how that could really fall out of there. And now this thing can move full motion without sliding forward and getting jammed. You see, it can't possibly get jammed now. I don't know, what do you guys think in the comments? Good fix? The only thing I would be nervous about is that even though this is really pressed in there, it could possibly fall out, and then this could get jammed again. Other than the environmental impact of having this tiny piece of plastic possibly fall out, I don't see how this could really do bad. Seems to be pretty good. And I bet that won't fall out. I'm betting it won't. We'll see. We're gonna anchor tonight. And then we got the big winds coming in tomorrow. So after that, it'll be the telltale. All right, we're pulling into Highborn Key. The forecast has yet again changed for tomorrow. It's gonna get really windy. 30 knot, continuous, gust to 40. That's a lot of wind. Hopefully we can set this anchor in real nice. We'll bring the tender in to short tow once we get right up here. All right, I just got the anchor set up nice. Check it. You'll see it. Oh yeah. It is set right here. You see the bow? It got tight. You might have heard it. We are set. I'm very, very comfortable with being here in a big blow with the way that that just set. Way different than our anchorage last night. Not to mention, we have these mountainous, hilly things blocking us from an easterly. Right now, the wind's kind of blowing right in here, but the wind's gonna shift. When it shifts, we're gonna go that way, obviously, but we have so much room. There's only one other catamaran in here. Beautiful little cove in some very shallow water. 4.5 according to this, so it's 6 feet, I would say. But the tide's gonna go out another 1/2 foot, 5.5 feet. I think we'll be dandy, dandy, dandy. I can't tell if that's a shark or if that's a rock. Almost looks like it's swimming around, but I'm very happy with the way the anchor's set here. Little swelly in here, but not too shabby. Not too shabby. Time to shut her down. I wonder if I could shut it off from here. Oh yeah. That works. Hell yeah. Cool. We are set. Let's find Casey. Oh, Casey.
Oh, Gussie.
How's it going?
It's going very good. Just got to Highborn. Is it Highborn Key or K?
Key. Spelled K, pronounced Key.
Oh, just got to Highborn Key.
Beaufort, Beaufort. Well, I guess it's different because it's Beaufort, Beaufort, spelled the same.
Hey, what's up there?
I don't know, it looks like a little villa though. Should we go climb it? I don't know if we'd be allowed to go climb that little villa.
That would be,
We'd have to take the center console. I like the holding here. We hooked up. That anchor grabbed. That's a great, great feeling when you're ducking somewhere to get out of a storm. When that anchor grabs, good feeling. It's my little hammer for my putting the bridle on. Wow, we got some tension on this thing. Jeez, I put a lot of chain here. I'd say we'll be just solid. Just solid. All right, time to do some cleaning up. A couple other things. Oh, Jenny's still running. I wonder where our batteries are at. Let's take a look at the Victron app. Really sad series of events just happened. I tried to put the Insta360 in the water to look at a shark that was swimming. It's waterproof. It's supposed to be waterproof. I've never put it in the water. It immediately took on water and died. So I might have just roasted my Insta. Big sad. Anyways, tacos for dinner tonight.
Oh, that looks delicious. It smells good too.
So I've been thinking since we got here that I should have anchored closer to shore that way. That catamaran that was over there just moved over there. I was worried about the depth, so what I'm going to do is take the center console for a little survey action. I'll see what the depth finder reads here, and then we'll go over there. We'll see what it reads over there. And if I can go anchor like right over there, that'd be ideal because the wind's going to be blowing right there. That's a nice tall mountain. That thing would protect the hell out of us. All right, we're reading 5-6 feet-ish right at the boat. So we're gonna drive over there and see what it's like. All right, I investigated, but I'm pretty close to this side already. I could get over there. It gets about a foot shallower. Not sure if it's a good idea because if the swell picks up in the low tide, the bottom of the boat could hit the bottom, bend something, who knows, even though it's sand. But we hooked up real good here with the anchor, so we're gonna hold it out here. How about a quick little drone flight to show you guys the area we're anchored at for the big storm. Little drainage. Alright, so right now it is 10:43 p.m. We're anchored. I know it's kind of dark, but you could probably see my anchor circle right there. And essentially the wind picked up big time. So the anchor's holding, but there's serious strain on it. Right now it's blowing 23 gusts to 30. It's ripping. And the crazy part is that on the windy app right now it's only forecasted to be blowing 11 knots at 1 a.m. and then it really picks up at 4 a.m. 7 a.m.'s 22. So it's ripping really good, and it's not even forecasted to rip really good. So that could mean that tomorrow it's going to be insane. But I'll take you outside. Maybe we can see something. Get my flashlight. So we are rocking and rolling pretty good here. Oh yeah, look at that anchor. She looks like she's holding pretty good. I put a lot of scope out. That's a bright flashlight, huh? Wow, look at that. Lifts right out of the water. You can see the pressure come off of it. That is a lot of pressure on that anchor. We're rocking pretty good too. We are absolutely rocking. So all the boats that are anchored on the other side, which looks even less protected than this, their AISs are all triggering, so they must be getting rocked pretty good. What I did tonight is quickly ran this wire. It's not ran properly, but I wanted to make sure that I could watch this thing from my room. So I put this other plotter that I had planned on doing this, so I can see wind speed. It's networked to the other plotter. I can see my anchor alarm, the depth, all from my room next to my pillow. So I can make sure if that anchor alarm goes off, I know about it right away. I'm up. I already gave Casey the crew briefing up on the bow. So I gave Casey the full rundown on the anchor situation.
Yes. So hypothetically, I would run up to the bow, pull the anchor in, and make sure it doesn't drift off to the side.
The chain fall off the side of the roller.
Yeah.
Because then it gets jammed.
And then Gus would be up on the fly bridge, and he would take us somewhere with less wind, and then I would let the anchor back out. Bam!
Done. Done. I would go right. I would just move a little closer to the big mountain thing right there. But I think we'll be dandy. It's held, and it's just a lot of weight. It's a lot of boat, a lot of windage to be yanking on that thing. Maximum pressure on that.
I hope you guys don't have to see this plan, but
We probably won't be able to record it. Too much going on, because we got about there's probably a quarter of a mile between us and the next land to drag into, so we got some time. I know you can't feel the rocking, but look at the curtain.
pretty rocky.
We're rocking. Good morning, good morning. Well, surprisingly, I slept pretty good. Even though we're rocking all over the place, the wind is still cranking. I've seen gusts to 35 knots from downstairs, but we did not move a single inch. This anchor is the real deal. I have to say that I've anchored a lot over the years. I've anchored many places, and I've been in some serious wind on anchor, and I've been impressed with my anchor holding, but this tops it all, because the stress that I felt on the lines, on the bridle lines, it was like a guitar string. I mean, it was ridiculous. So, the wind is absolutely blowing. I mean, look. Go out to the bow. My lithium batteries ran the air conditioning all night. I mean, we're rocking all over the place, that's for sure, but I don't really mind it, to be honest. Look at that. Holy crap. I have to say, I think if we were gonna have a problem, that's insane amount of pressure on. I don't even know how it's humanly possible for an anchor in sand to hold like that. I had a Manson Supreme on the Hatteras, and that was pretty much just as good. Probably the same. It's the same style, just Manson Rockna. I got the Rockna because I found it on Facebook Marketplace. Actually, Micah found it for me and sent it to me. $4,500 anchor for $1,000, brand new. 70 kilogram, 154 pound Rockna on 1/2-inch chain. It's holding. There's a nice swell rolling in here though. I was thinking that I should have anchored closer, a little more wind protection, but honestly it looks like the swell is coming everywhere, so I'm not sure it would have saved me at all. But there was one other catamaran here. They were here when I woke up in the morning at like 7:30. They were still there. Now it's like 9:30, they're gone. All right, right now it is breakfast time. I have a kasha omelet on the stove, cooking up. Stoked, Casey?
I'm stoked.
I just started the generator because the batteries were almost dead after running the air conditioning all night off the Epoch lithium. Now we're gonna go fire up our Seawater Pro water maker, and we are gonna make some water. All right, we're gonna go fire up the water maker. Just finished the omelet. It's rocking and rolling in here real good. Before I open this, since the Jenny's running, I'm going to disconnect the line from the tank to let it flush, because I have not added my 3-way valve to bypass the first minute or so of water that's coming out of this thing. So I'm going to fire up the water maker, and let the first bit bypass. All right, we're making water, 35 gallons an hour. If I turn the pressure up a little, we'd be making 40, but I like it where it's at. Alrighty, me and Casey are on the center console. I'm gonna go try and kiteboard. I feel confident the boat will be all right. It's windy as hell. The boat's rocking up a storm. Damn, she needs to be clean. But my anchor held all last night, so I'm hoping she'll keep holding. The wind's less than it was, so should be good. All right, so me and Casey just drove over to the other side here and realized that there's a lot of boats anchored and they look a whole lot more comfortable than we are. So we're gonna pick the anchor up before I go kiteboarding, and we're gonna take our happy asses over there. Casey's soaked. Tell him what you just said. She's like, I hate the boat.
No, I didn't say that. I said I'm leaving my phone on the boat.
Oh.
My phone's been acting up with all the
Oh,
salt
I
water.
thought you. Oh my God, I misunderstood that.
No.
So according to the maps, this should be a lot more comfortable, but I'm learning, I guess. That side has total exposure. Freaking weird. All right, let's pull this thing in. I'm curious if my plastic piece stayed in the anchor. We gotta drive around some reefs. Jiminy crickets, the wind is no joke with a boat that weighs 120,000 pounds. All right, let's get this thing out of here. All right, we just got out of there. Massive currents against us. Tide's going out. We just need to cross this shoal here. A little nervous about the shoal, but we're in 23 feet of water, will probably be all right. That's where we're headed, right over there. Got to come way around. I don't know if you can see the rocks and the sandbar there. The sandbar extends all the way out there, so we got to come way around. Navigating in the Bahamas it's like nothing else. It's all visual. Charts will give you an idea of where the problems are, but you still got to avoid the problems with your eye. It's crazy. It's crazy. Especially when the wind's up and the sun's in the clouds, you can't see through the water. It sucks. But if anything, these are the Shoal Seer 9000s. Thanks to Anthony, he got me the Shoal Seer 9000s. You can really see.
I can't say it. Shoal Seer 9000s.
I don't know if you can see, but right there's a massive rock pile. We're gonna pass right by it. Then I'm gonna zigzag right through here to the left. It's a port. We got water right now. But yeah, you wouldn't want to be right there. I don't think you'd want to be there. All right, well, we're all anchored up. And it is nice and protected here compared to where we were. I'd say the wind protection's the same, but the swell, there's no swell. But we have a total exposure. I guess maybe the reef? I don't know. But we hooked up nice, anchor grabbed. Didn't even really have to set it. I decided to pull all the rest of the chain out of the locker to see how much is there. We got about another 30 feet before it gets real rusty, but we let out a lot because we're in deeper water here, so I like it though. I don't think we're going anywhere. So, good to go for another night at Highborn Key. All right, we're re-anchored on the west side of Highborn Key. As you can see, the boat's still just as dirty as it was, but it's not rocking like it was, so that's always good. The anchor is holding very well. Me and Casey are going over to Iguana Island, Allen's Key. Check it out.
Oh yeah.
Apparently there's iguanas. I got all my kite surfing gear in case it works out, and I'm stoked.
I'm stoked.
We just got to Iguana Beach and it was not what I expected. These things are ready to attack us. I'm borderline scared. Yeah. Wow, they're like dinosaurs. This one's gonna charge me. I do not think that these are wild animals, Casey. These are wild animals. I am nervous. I mean, they can't like kill you, but they could definitely bite you. No, I think they are friendly though. I should have read a little more on Navionics. Wow. We should have brought them food. What was I thinking? Hi guys. I feel outnumbered.
Can I come down?
Yeah. I feel highly outnumbered here.
Oh, okay.
Hi guys, what's going on? They're all looking at us, Casey. There's more coming. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? I'm freaking scared. Oh. Hey guys.
Wait, this is actually kind of scary.
These are like dinosaurs. I feel like we're surrounded by dinosaurs right now. This is insane. You know what? Casey, you remember all those lines we saw on the beach?
The what?
All the lines we saw on the beach?
Yeah.
It was iguanas. It was they're dragging their tails around. That's what it was. Yeah. Because look at the marks they make. They're exactly the same.
Babe, it's coming over.
Damn. We should have brought them food. That's a lot of iguanas. Let me get my phone. All right, we got like soaked coming over here, but we've had some time to acquaint ourselves with the the iguanas, and they're kind of cool. Whoa! Holy shit, it's coming for me! Holy crap!
Did you touch it?
Nobody charged me.
I was looking up Iguana Island to read more about these guys, and then I heard the sound and I thought it was charging. I thought you touched it and it charged at you.
That one just charged that one. He's trying to mate. That's the old man right there.
How can you tell?
He just looks aged. Looks like he spent some time out here. Wow. Pretty freaking cool. The tide's going out quick. Holy crap.
I was just looking at a video. They put like food on a skewer so that you can see them that way.
Aw. All right, we have some oranges from our drink. I'm gonna try and feed the iguana.
I wanted to take it right out of my hand. This is the last one. Oh, that one got robbed twice in a row. He's so gentle. He's so gentle. That's so sad. Oh, I feel so bad. We need more food.
I know.
Iguana friends, it was so nice to see you all and to meet you all. We're heading home for the night because it's a really rough ride to get back. And we only have about an hour of daylight left, so we're gonna get out of here. Nice to meet you. And you. Sorry, I don't have anything for you. We'll come back with lettuce next time, maybe grapes. Bye guys.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye guys. I'm gonna go check out this little beach right here real quick. And then the boat's way over there. Crossing this sound is nasty though, because it's straight offshore, you know, 25, 30 knots of wind blowing the waves. We're driving the center console in like 4 or 5 footers. Better the little boat than the big boat though. You don't have all your belongings to go everywhere.
That's right. Well, we made it back to Sincerity. Iguana Island was only like a mile away. It was the longest mile ever. Those waves were huge and I am absolutely soaked. I'm so happy to be back on the boat, but going to Iguana Island was definitely worth it. Literally so soaked, it's like we went for a swim on the center console.
Alright, so we made it back from the Iguana Island and it was a lot of fun. On my list of things to do in Highborn, there's this restaurant. It's called Exuma, or X-U-M-A. It's Tuesday today and I think they're closed on Tuesdays, unfortunately, because I'd love to go there. So you know what that means. Steaks for dinner. I'll cook us some steak. Yum yum. And I've got some broccoli in the steamer. Vegetables? I know. In case he made us some drink with some muddled vegetables in it.
Muddled vegetables? Some muddled oranges.
Muddled oranges. Steak, broccoli, and muddled oranges.
Delicious.
I turned the water maker back on too. Making water. And the water, the TDS meter is going down. I'm making like 80 TDS water now. It's like super clean. So generator's running, charging the lithium up. I shut it all down earlier when we took off. Yeah, clean water. We're off grid right now, minus the diesel consumption.
The boat.
Casey said there's a shark. Oh yeah, nurse shark.
We've seen a bunch of them here.
Yeah. Wow, this anchorage is so much calmer. Makes sense why all the boats are over here.
All right, let's do a little water maker update. We are making water. The generator's running right now, so it's a little noisy.
That's where it goes into the tank right there. Oh yeah. We're making just above 30 gallons an hour. Our ppm is 165. It's pretty damn good. Ooh. It says thermally protected, but it is hot, let me tell you. That's the only concern that I have with this system. And it has nothing to do with Seawater Pro. I use that pump instead of the pump that came with the kit because I had to suck water through this whole sea chest. And even if I mounted the pump below the water line, it still doesn't get its own prime because it comes above the water line here. So I think that's by design, I'm sure. So if this pump burns up, I have spare pumps I can use, but I'm definitely a little worried about it. It's pretty hot. Everything else is top notch. We're making water. That pump is pretty damn quiet. I know I saw a comment about it being loud. It's not that loud. For some reason the GoPros make noise just exaggerated. Same with the main engines in the videos. Oh, hi. The generator is loud, but when the door is closed, that's a good unit. It's already time for an oil change. And the only reason I have all these panels out is because I'm looking at all this stuff, inspecting. Still only like 20 hours. So yeah, we're making water. Started making water at 5:30, so 30 gallons an hour, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not bad. 120 gallons. And now for an opposite view of the situation here. Let's go up to the fly bridge. I'll show you the anchorage. It's definitely blowing. According to the GPS, it's blowing 20.2. But it is much calmer. There's no swell. We definitely did get thrashed last night. It was pretty rocky there, but it didn't really bother me. Because it wasn't enough where things were really falling off of shelves and stuff like that. The Iguana Island is that land right over there, 2 miles away. That's where we were earlier. So literally on the opposite side of that land, between the other mountain thing, is where we were last night. Generator exhaust. Howdy. Alright, well, my fear happened and the boost pump for the water maker stopped working. Thermal protection, I would assume. I literally was sitting on the couch and I heard just a pitch of a motor sound. I heard the pitch change and I thought about it and I ran down here. I caught it as it was happening. The high pressure pump was still pushing pressure to the membranes. It was just low. Shut it off. And now I know I put the flush valve on, which means water's going into the pump. And if I turn the pump on, it boots right back up to pressure. So I know I did not fry the high pressure pump. But my choice of pump for this application, no good.
The owner of Seawater Pro actually gave me a couple different diaphragm pumps. I bought that one on Amazon, but he gave me a couple different ones. They're all the same type, but you can turn the pressure down on the board inside the motor. So I'm gonna try that. The only difference is that it's 12 volts, so I need to run 12 volts up to that panel. Right now there's only 120 volts there. That's not really a problem though. Well, it's another windy night out on the boat. Oh, it's just at 25. I guess we got a gust. Maybe it's settling down a little bit. But there's some nice gusts that rip through here. But anchor's holding very nicely. I don't know if you can even see that. And it is a whole lot less rolly than it was last night. Whew. Queso's asleep. Oh, she's up! Oh my gosh, she's up! She's up! But yeah, see you in the morning. All right, good morning from Highborn Key. So last night we spent the night at this other anchorage, so much calmer, wind out of the east. Now the wind is shifting southerly, so as you can see, we're rocking a little bit, but it's not that bad. However, this is the plan. I'm gonna take you onto my tablet real quick here, and I'll show you. So right now, this is where we are on Highborn Key. We were here. We had significant ocean swell rushing in here, even with an easterly wind. Moved over here, found much calmer conditions. So right now the wind is shift southerly, so it's blowing like this. Less protection here. So the plan is, in a little bit, couple hours, we're gonna head out here, come around, all the way around, and down to Norman's, where we're gonna enter over here. Norman's is where the Pablo Escobar plane crash is. The plane wreck's right here, it's a DC-3. And we're gonna anchor somewhere right in here, so that when the wind shifts out of the west/northwest, we have total protection. Because check this out. This is what we're dealing with right here. So where we are now is right here. And this, we didn't get to go to Exuma. It's too bad, maybe on the way back. So this is today. As you can see, the wind's blowing up now. As the day goes on, the wind shifts. Starts coming westerly more. That's like southwesterly. More westerly, south-south, or southwest-west or whatever. West-southwest. Then it shifts westerly, northwesterly, west-northwest. Here. So you might think the place we were, and that's juiced up. So tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. we have 22 knots northwest winds. Now, there's a lot more wind than there normally is here. But as you can see, this is where we're gonna anchor in Norman's, where we have total protection. But you know, as the last spot, it's almost hard to say if the swell's gonna roll in there or not. So either way, gonna go anchor over here, and then we can move around from there if we have to. Hopefully the holding is spectacular. But right now I want to go kiteboarding. I wanted to kiteboard yesterday, but I wasn't comfortable. I'm still an amateur. I took lessons, so I kind of know what I'm doing. I know how to ride the thing. But the wind's blowing this way, and it's blowing a little bit onshore, which is perfect. So wind on the side, basically I'll be kiting back and forth, so I'll end up way downwind if I can't ride upwind, which is less severe than getting blown out to sea. Casey's got the quick rundown on how to run the center console, so worst case she can come rescue me. But I think we'll be just fine. I have 3 kites. I have a 7 meter, a 10 meter, and a 14 meter. The wind's blowing 16 to 20. I'm gonna run my 10 meter kite. I'm excited. Let's give it a shot. All right, well, unfortunately, my 10 meter kite had a hole in it, and my 7 meter kite wasn't enough for the wind that we had, so I was not able to successfully kiteboard today. But it's already 2 o'clock and it's time to go. So we are headed to Norman's. This is where Pablo Escobar's plane is on the bottom. And there's this cool bar called MacDuff's that my friend Boat Vibes told me had to go to it. So we'll go anchor over there because we have the westerly protection that I was showing you. It's about 13 miles, so I'd say 2 hours, but that's taking it easy. So let's fire this thing up. There we go. Good stuff. Friggin' delicious. Alrighty, we are pulling into Norman's Key right now. The home of Pablo's plane, Norman's Key. See those boats in there? That's where we are anchoring. I hope you guys enjoyed the high-speed footage on the Insta of us coming in here. It's going to resume right now. Alright, so we have just anchored at Norman's Key. I think MacDuff's is over there, so we'll go there before the wind picks up. But I dropped the hook just on the other side of this little rocky thing right here. It's either rock or grass. The water gets dark. From my experience, the holding in dark ground is not as good as like straight sand, which is like here. So when the wind shifts this way, the anchor will be digging into the sand, which will be perfect. He'll go that way, we'll go that way, and then there's a sandbar there. We got plenty of room from that. I think we should be totally solid. So, looks like a nice little spot. There's no swell in here. So,
Love that.
How's your pinky?
No, it still hurts.
Look how blue it is. Oh my gosh. Definitely tweaked that thing.
Broken pretty bad.
That thing is tweaked.
Looks a little better.
Hey bartender,
Yes.
can you make us another drink?
Should have made them a lot sooner. They're already empty.
So, as you guys just saw in the drone footage, the boat is anchored over that dark spot. That is what I would consider poor holding, but you could see the anchor set in sand. I put it in the perfect spot. I don't know, I zoomed in on it with the drone, maybe you saw it. Holy crap! Bartender! Whew, what do we have here?
Well, I don't know what to call it, but I started off with muddling some oranges. We have some Casamigos, some Cointreau, a little orange juice, a little lemonade, and a little lime juice.
Woo!
We don't have many options for mixers, so you gotta do what you gotta do. But it tastes pretty good to me.
Thank you.
Try it. What do you think?
Frankly, it doesn't even taste alcoholic.
I guess I did my job right then.
I don't know what's more.
Tequila in here.
All right, right now the sun is going down. Me and Casey are going to the world famous Macduff's. Give you a quick little walk around to the bow, look at the anchor, and then we're hopping on the tender and we're going to Macduff's. Definitely got some sideways current action going on here. Ready?
Ready?
Did I leave the keys in the center?
We sure did.
Cool. That boat is so damn dirty, that thing needs a scrub so bad. The diesel the soot that lets out off the side of the exhaust is just terrible. Terrible. Makes this poor boat look like an absolute soot machine. All right, I'm putting Casey on the cam because we have a stuck center console. We just came around the corner talking to them. We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try and pull them. There you go. E-Tech power, baby. E-Tech power.
Captain Gus.
We almost took out the jet ski, but that's all right. I knew that'd be light work for the old Aqua Sport. That's light work for the Aqua. There you go. Thanks. Yes, sir. Alright. That was our excitement for the day. I knew we started pulling, I couldn't watch out for that jet ski. We just had to pull. No problem, guys. Be safe.
Bye.
You're welcome. All right, well, we anchored the boat right here, and apparently Macduff's is closed today, so we're gonna try and go to the yacht club, which is in the harbor where the marina's at, and should be able to tie up to a dock. We'll see. Good morning from Norman's Key. It is windy out today. We are rocking and rolling, but it's not too bad. I got some bacon on the stove. Last night we tried to go to Macduff's. I think that was the last video that I took. Oh wow, there's that center console that we pulled off of the beach. Either way, they were closed for some private dinner party, so we ended up going to that yacht club restaurant right there. I have to say, I'm not a complainer. Like, I'm not gonna complain. I'm pretty happy everywhere I go, food-wise and this and that, but we spent $250 on dinner. My chicken piece They're going for the fancy vibe, but I mean, it was like a piece of chicken. Nothing came with it. It was just a piece of chicken. It was $60. Insane. Insane. So I left there, not really full by any means. Oh shit, my bacon's ready. Anyways, I'm looking forward to Macduff's. I don't know about the Yacht Club restaurant. I wouldn't go back there. And I'd go back almost everywhere that I go. So, all right, plan for today. It's really windy, but we will probably go out in the center console, maybe launch the jet ski, go do some exploring. Pablo's plane's right over there. We'll go check that out, rip around a little bit. Should be fun. All right, so we are in Norman's Key right now, and as you may remember, the other day I burnt out the low pressure pump for the water maker. I knew this would happen. This did not come with the water maker. I used this pump because I needed to suck water through this massive sea chest thing here versus a normal system would have water fed to it via gravity. And you could use the pump they supplied, which is the jet pump. It's meant to run continuously. But I have a box of 4 pumps similar to this, but they're variable speed pumps. So this has a pressure switch in it that shuts the motor off when it reaches, I think, 45 psi. But then the motor kicks back on right when it reaches whatever, maybe 40 or 38 or something. So the thing's like brr, 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 brr. And when you turn the water maker on, it stays running continuously, which is good, but it's hitting this dead end of a regulator that turns it from 45 down to 15 psi to go straight to the high pressure pump. So I think the variable speed pump will work a whole lot better because the motor will just run slower. The variable speed pump, it's set to 65 psi, but apparently if I take the cap off the back, I can adjust some pots, little variable resistance mini switches that will allow me to adjust the pressure that the pump tones it down at. So we definitely need to make water tonight. I know we're running low, and we have to do laundry. So I'm gonna see what I can do here. All right, so this is it. I'm liking this already. It's definitely beefed up. So here's the deal. I need to somehow hook it up without mounting it because I need to take this cover off the back. That's where the adjustable potentiometers are. So, and this is 12 volt and this is 120 volt. I set it up like that so that I could run it off the panel. Now I'm gonna have to run some wires that are 12 volt. I'll probably run them temporarily just to make sure this works, and then I'll run them nicely over here. So, all right. Basically, this is gonna replace that. All right, I got my shark bite adapter. I've got my regulator, which I really shouldn't need using this variable speed pump, but I think I'm going to install it. I think I'm going to install it anyhow because it would make for easier installation, because this elbow that I have is male and the pump adapter is male, so I need the female input to the regulator. All right, let's see if I can't put power to this thing and adjust its potentiometer to our correct pressure, and then see if it gets hot like the other one. Should be interesting. Just to give you an idea, this is what I'm talking about. See these little potentiometers? Can adjust them apparently. I'm gonna let you guys watch the pressure gauge on the boost pump gauge. You can see my attempts at adjustment here. All right, we're pushing 30 PSI right now. And I'll tell you what, it's slowed right down. I don't think it's gonna get hot at that. All right, before I proceed, I'm gonna get the water maker ready to run because you have to set the pressure while the high pressure pump is pumping, just so it can do its thing.
All right, well, I think I got it adjusted quite nicely. We're making water. We'll turn the reg down a little. 20 PSI, constant on the low pressure side. Just over 800 on the high pressure side, making 30 gallons an hour. 72 ppm. Motor is not even the slightest bit warm. Does not sound like it is working very hard either. I think I just solved the water maker problem. Best part, I got 3 more of those pumps. Although I don't think that one probably will never burn out. Sweet, I'm gonna mount it right now. All right, we're in action. Making good pressure. Remco pump temporarily wired for trial purposes. If all is good in this session of water making, then I will permanently wire it to the boost pump switch and I'll retrieve 12 volts from the panel over there. For now, we're making water. And that pump's definitely not getting hot. So, I like it. I like it a lot.
Good morning from Norman's Key. So finally the weather has settled and we have a day that's not too windy. The water is crystal clear here. And yeah, it's been windy for the last week really, with like a day break in between. But we're anchored pretty close to Pablo's plane right now. The plane wreck, I don't know if it's actually Pablo Escobar's crashed plane, but there's a plane wreck over there. It's a DC-3. You saw it on my drone footage before. So the rumors about this plane being associated with Pablo Escobar are untrue. Here's the real story. We're gonna go over there, check it out, and we're gonna go check out some of the other cool spots around here. And then we're gonna proceed to Shroud Key. So Casey's getting her bathing suit on. We're gonna hop on the tender and we are going to head over to the plane to see what's going on. Babe, put the mask on. Alright, put the snorkel in your mouth. Blow, put it in your mouth, blow hard. Hard. You got, that's how you get the water out, you blow it. You gotta put your face down and then blow.
I have like trouble breathing with this thing.
You just have to get used to it. All right, time to fire up these old Detroits and head to Shroud Key. I know you guys like watching these old girls start just as much as I do, so let's fire them up. They're like clockwork, look. All right, and we are out of here. See you later, Normans. That's how you get into the marina. We did 2 restaurants here. We did the Yacht Club only because McDuff's was closed. And I have to say, I don't want to complain about anywhere, but I'd skip the Yacht Club restaurant unless you want to get extorted for a small piece of chicken with no sides. And then this is sincerity, over.
Hey, you want to go down to 1-4? This is the Wily Coyote calling you.
Copy that, channel 1-3, over. We got a caller on the radio.
Wily Coyote on 1-3.
This is sincerity. How you doing, Wild Coyote?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. I just wanted to give you a shout out and say we love your videos. We are just passing you by. We're the trawler straight off your starboard out in between all the super yachts here. We're heading north.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Trawler on our starboard. Oh, the big boat?
It's a 55-foot Choi Lee, and thanks to you and your inspirations, we found it in Hollywood of all places. Get back.
No way. I see you out there now. Wow. Did you see me on AIS, over?
Yeah, we see you just coming out of Norman's cup there, and you're imagining you're heading south.
That is too cool. Yes, sir. We are headed to Shroud Key today.
Well, if we were in a hurry to get up to Spanish Wells, which we'll be doing tomorrow, we would have loved to hang out with you guys and played with you for a day or 2.
Oh, man, that's too bad. Next time for sure.
Well, maybe next winter when you guys are back down here, and we're Kathy and Brian, and we're Canadians from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and we've got lots of people up in our neck of the woods that really enjoy your program. So keep up the good work, Gus, and thanks for all the positive and upbeat inspirations. We love you.
That is really so cool. You gave me goosebumps. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Seriously, you know, you guys make it possible, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you very much.
Thanks again, and this is Wily Coyote wishing you guys a happy voyage, and we are sneaking back to 1-6. Bon voyage.
That's a good copy. You actually caught me while I was recording, so you're gonna see this on the internet, over.
We sure appreciate that. Thanks, Gus. Take care.
Safe travels. Sincerity back to 1-6. That is so cool. Oh my god, what are the odds I caught that on camera? Literally while I was recording. That is like so cool. Wild Coyote, big shout out. 52-foot Troy Lee, I think he said. And you won't be able to see him in the GoPro, but he's right behind that super yacht right there. Looks like he's towing a tender maybe, but that is so freaking cool. What do you think of that?
I think that was awesome. I was confused who was calling your name like that, but they seemed so nice, and I wish we got to meet them, but...
Me too. But I'm sure we will cross paths with the Wild Coyote at some point. That is too cool. I know you can't really see it in the GoPro, but there is some magnificent
yachts anchored out here. That looks like an ex-military boat turned into some sort of like ocean expedition. Maybe that has something to do with Starlink. Maybe that does too. I don't know, because
The starship just exploded in the air last night. We missed it. I didn't see it, but I saw pictures of it. We could have seen it. Perfect view, but missed it.
beautiful boats out here. That's some expedition looking yacht. That's a yachty looking yacht. That's military expedition style. That one looks like motor yacht Loon, although I know after what happened, I don't think Loon's out anymore right now. Maybe they are. And then that one's just spectacular.
Someday, someday. Until then, we're headed to Shroud. One of these days I'll be lifting off in my helicopter. Haha.
Alright, I'm gonna prepare the anchor for Casey to drop because it gets jammed. Ready to drop. Back to the helm I go! Alright, we're pulling into the anchorage at Shroud Key. So that is a mooring field, and we can anchor just south of the mooring field, sort of where that yacht's anchored. Look at that yacht. What a sweet machine that thing is right there. Kind of looks like a Broward, doesn't it? It's possible that it is. Someone in the comments will know. The name is Sweet Escape. Kind of looks like a Broward. Definitely aluminum.
I've got one of the smallest Browards. Most of them are much bigger.
It is so beautiful here. It's so beautiful here. The water's so crystal clear and blue.
We'll anchor like right over here.
What a wonderful spot to anchor.
Alright, you want to get down there?
Oh yeah.
Sweet!
Alright, we are anchored at Shroud Key. It is literally so beautiful here.
Look, there's a fish swimming right there. It is so nice here. So we're anchored just south of the mooring field at Shroud.
I read on Navigational that boats come by and they make you pay $1 a foot or something to anchor here, which I think is kind of crazy, but
I see a nice Hatteras over there. Either way, I don't mind if they do. But it's time for the jet ski to go in the water. This is the perfect place for it. So Casey's gonna help me launch the jet ski. Let's do it.
all right, I'm all vested up. Jet ski's launched. I got the Insta360 on the back.
So we are going to the Shroud Key dinghy passages.